This is the Kentucky State Fair of 2021 in Louisville, Kentucky. This is my first time attending the Kentucky State Fair, and I'm excited to see what the Bluegrass States Fair has to offer and how it compares and contrasts to other state fairs. It takes place inside and on the grounds of the Kentucky Expo Center. So there's not exactly a state fairgrounds, everything is housed inside a gargantuan convention center. This is a statue of Tom Moore, who raised, trained, and raced a lot of champion horses. And there is of course a proper midway which opens later in the day. Here is one of the authentic and most unique staples of the Kentucky State Fair, Freddy Farm Bureau. Freddie is an 18-foot tall farmer who is perched outside Freedom Hall, and he is definitely reminiscent of the Muffler Men and other roadside giants from the 1950s and 60s. The original rendition of Freddie made his first appearance at the State Fair in 1957, so this is his 64th State Fair. Just like Big Tex, a similar giant at the Texas State Fair, Freddie does talk. There is a real person who speaks and interacts with visitors through Freddie, and it's pretty interesting. There's almost always someone talking to Freddie.
Good afternoon, how we doing? I'm Freddie. How you doing? Well, hello there, young man.
Hello! How are you doing?
Camera there.
Thank you. Yeah, I've never been to this state fair.
You haven't?
I have not.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, thank you. What's your, do you have a favorite? Personal favorite?
Yeah, I kind of like the area over in the south wing where the animals are.
Okay.
Go look at the ducks that are jumping off into the water.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, sir.
Neat. Okay. But take it all in. There's a lot of neat areas.
Yeah, it looks like it.
The chickens over in far past the west wing. There's some really neat chickens over there with the white fluffy heads. Make some good pictures.
All right, thank you, sir.
Have a great day.
You too. Now inside, I'm gonna start making my way through the Kentucky Expo Center and starting off with the cows. Cows are usually heralded as the most important livestock in most states, but horses are much more revered here in Kentucky. There's a bunch of portraits of old men in this section. And here's a case full of giant cured ham. There's some bees producing honey. There's some giant decapitated sunflowers. There's even a strong smelling room of wacky tobacco. There are competitions based on several other crops grown throughout Kentucky, including pumpkins. And here they display the biggest pumpkins from the past year. The grand champion is this pumpkin at 1,663 pounds. That's a big jack-o'-lantern. Just look at how massive this one is compared to second and third place. They also have a largest watermelon contest. Second place at 150 pounds and first place at 264 pounds. Freddie was telling me to check out the animals in this wing like the ducks, but they appear to be pretty much all gone or not here at the fair yet. There's only a handful of bunnies present. And it looks like the last chickens and roosters are being taken home to the farms where they will live out the rest of their wonderful lives. Luckily, they have a single turkey still weighing around here. Not all state fairs have turkeys, so that's pretty neat. Inside they do have a mask requirement because, well, you know, and that is definitely not being enforced. This is Freedom Hall, the original part of the Expo Center built in 1956. Along the walls they have the Kentucky Athletic Hall of Fame, and I did find the plaque of the GOAT, Muhammad Ali, World Heavyweight Champion and Athlete of the Century, who grew up and lives right here in Louisville. Here they have some of the World Champion Horse Show trophies on loan from the fantastic Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington. Check out my video on that. And now I am going to see the 2021 World's Champion Horse Show. Well, the beginning of it, since it basically goes on all day. Also, I found out that Elvis Presley, among many others, have performed in this very arena.
And present your honors, you certainly brighten things up this afternoon here in Freedom Hall. Thank you for a great class, ladies and gentlemen. Our class sponsored by Show Horse Parts, Don and May Baker out of Louisville, sponsoring our amateur gentlemen harness pony class. 4 entries enter the 8th hall and turn underway at a Porkchop.
So that was cool to see the World's Champion Horse Show. I wouldn't expect anything less of the Kentucky State Fair. Now I'm gonna get something to eat. I like this ice cream cone shaped building, kind of like the old Twisty Treats. and they have all the disgusting deep-fried fair food you would expect. The State Fair is right by the Louisville airport, and adjacent to the State Fair is Kentucky Kingdom, a former Six Flags park that originally opened in 1987, but has had some trouble staying open over the years, especially after Six Flags pulled out. There's some nice theming at the entrance buildings, kinda looks like Churchill Downs, but otherwise from my understanding this is a very plain amusement park, no dark rides or real theming, so I'm not sure if I'll ever visit this one. There's a lot more interesting and historic theme parks still out there. This is the Great Kentucky Cookout Tents. Going to official tents like this at fairs tend to have better food for better prices. And I did get a scrumptious beef brisket sandwich. Now let's start heading through the rest of the Expo Center exhibits. Starting off, they have a fancy cake exhibit where it looks like people put a lot of effort into making fancy cakes, then they just sit here for 2 weeks on end. This whole area is a hodgepodge of different hobby exhibits. There is a lot to look at. They have a Christmas tree category for the best Christmas trees. They also have a miniature house category. Don't think I've seen this anywhere else. This one depicts Mozart in the Wedgwood Salon, featuring handcrafted miniature floors and furnishings. This one's actually really impressive. Here's a miniature hospital scene. I really like this miniature Piggly Wiggly strip mall diorama. That's great. Here's a miniature house filled with miniature vintage furniture. And this is a very well done modern apartment setup. And notice the background image of the Seattle Space Needle. That looks very lively because it is actually being displayed on a computer monitor from the back side. There's a variety of woodworking crafts as well. And even houseplants. This is the antiques section, where people enter their unique antiques. That is a letter signed by Evelyn Lincoln, who was the personal secretary of John F. Kennedy, and because of her connections, she ended up with one of the largest Kennedy artifact collections. Her collection has been spread out a bit to different museums that I've visited, and I also have a paper like this written and autographed by her. There are some great vintage postcards, mostly from Kentucky. I do love vintage postcards. There are some featuring the state capitol in Frankfurt, where I really need to get back to for filming. There's some fascinating history museums there. Here are some military antiques from the World War I era. And here's a case full of firearms and weapons from the World Wars. Here is some political memorabilia. I always enjoy the campaign pins. Here is a very rare lenticular I Like Ike pin. And there's tons of vintage toys. Oh man, this is a big place. Here is Agland, the agriculture displays. There's some more fake animals. I want to know where the real pigs are. There's also a topiary horse, probably a common sight around these parts. They've even got some big John Deere tractors and combines. This is a recently restored 1942 Alice Chalmers seed tractor. This display shows the different cuts of meat on the cow. This cow is known as Kentucky Kate. Looks like they've got all sorts of hay and award-winning crops over there. Here's the Grand Champion restored antique tractor, an Alice Chalmers WD. And this is a classic 1919 Ford Model T runabout. Henry Ford famously said that you can have any color for the Model T, as long as it's black, but they did start to have color options in 1926, so this one was painted over at some point. This area is the pride of the counties, where the chambers of commerce of every county in Kentucky are stationed. There's not much in the way of exhibits, but they do have wax figures of Devilands Hatfield and Randall McCoy from Pike County, Kentucky, where much of the infamous Hatfield-McCoy feud took place, when of course the families killed each other over a pig dispute. I do want to do a video down there on the Hatfield-McCoy sites. Well, this is impressive. They have a sizable World War II exhibit. This should be interesting. This is a replica POW Camp Watchtower in honor of prisoners of war. There are several display cases filled with relics from World War II. This case contains many brought back by soldiers from Europe. The sexy ladies graffitied on helmets like this are always great. Here's an authentic ambulance used in Europe during the war. There's also a Ford GPW military Jeep. Here's a grouping of American uniforms from World War II. This is pretty cool, an iconic motorcycle with a sidecar. Here's some common American weaponry like the M1 Grand. They also have an authentic Nazi Luger out on display. Here's some artifacts related to the training camps. Many were here in Kentucky. This is a hospital diorama featuring some mannequins and I assume authentic uniforms. Here's the Rosie the Riveter exhibit about the important role of women working on the home front. There's even a collection of Hollywood's portrayals of World War II, including some movie posters and memorabilia, along with some actual screen-used props and costumes. For whatever reason, the actual props here are not labeled, so it's hard to tell what's what, but there's a stunt double uniform from Captain America the First Avenger, and a uniform from the 2001 Pearl Harbor movie. This case contains some early machine guns. This is an exhibit on the Navy, including a Navy aviator suit and a life vest. So this World War II exhibit was fantastic. I would love to see more historical stuff like this at fairs. Moving on, here's a live black racer. They have binocular vision and tend to swallow their prey whole. Here are the fishes of Kentucky. They have a vintage police car and even a police chopper in here. There is a small petting zoo featuring some goats and baby pigs. They even have some tiny llamas, which are amazing. There's also a walk-through inflatable heart, so let's go on a journey through the human heart. I remember there's a big old walk-through heart like this at the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia.
That is the pulmonary valve. You don't want to block it up further?
Here is the aortic valve. You really don't want that to get blocked. Alright, so that's what the inside of your heart is like. Gross. There's tons of shopping opportunities towards the back of the convention space. Over here, there's a live cooking show going on. And the horse show is still going on.
Thank you, John, please. Back to the job.
Now back outside. Hello again, Freddie.
Everything inside. Did you find any cool stuff?
Now let's tour the Midway. Known as Thrillville here, this one is operated by Kissel Entertainment. I do appreciate their attempt at an old school theme park sign with the music. I'm only going to do one ride. One of these two identical Ferris wheels known as Astrowheels. They do look a bit unusual since they are uniquely built with a scissoring system. They were both built in 1967 and are the first and second oldest Astrowheels ever produced. It is nice that they have two Ferris wheels here. That's not a bad idea for amusement parks and fairs. Probably cuts the line in half. There's Freedom Hall in the massive Kentucky Expo Center. The seats actually face each other at certain points of the rotation, which is unusual, and the chairs do have a significant swing to them. I have been on many sketchy portable Ferris wheels before, but this is a different sensation. The Astrowheel reaches a height of 73 feet up here, and there's some good views over the Kentucky State Fair. Up here you can really see the low-flying planes taking off and landing at the airport. From up here, Kentucky Kingdom is in plain view, and it looks like they have a much taller Ferris wheel over there, but it's not running today. However, the Louisville skyline and the Ohio River several miles north of here is not visible, which is understandable, we're not that high. Alright, that was fun. Now let's take a look at the rest of Thrillville. That's a hilarious bootleg of Disney's Genie. That clown head is great. So I was excited to see there was a sideshow here. So I paid $5 to go in, and since there was no signage, only after I paid when I went in and took out my camera, I was rudely told no pictures or video, so that sucked. It looked like it was just basic stuff, and the few curiosities were lame attempts, so I just walked out after like a minute. I love and appreciate the sideshow, and there are some good ones out there, but this one in particular is not worthwhile, so don't waste your money. Here's a classic Matterhorn. There's a grouping of Buddhas laying down like this under the Python coaster. I have not done one of these UFO alien abduction rides in a while. I remember they are intense. They also have a mysterious world famous It to view for $1, a bootleg off The Thing in Arizona, and after my incident with the sideshow, I didn't bother. So the Kentucky State Fair has a very solid midway, but it's definitely missing those pathetic trailer haunted houses and dark rides though. Now I'm going to witness the Porkchop Revue, a performing pig show that was featured on America's Got Talent last year.
Hey, there, you forgot the carpet. Take care of that, son. Right here. Come on, Nelson. Throw it out, pal. You got that? Hey, big boy, we're doing the show. Haul it out here, man. Let's go. Rock and roll, buddy. Let's do it. Take a seat, big. Louie, take a seat right here, pal. Red, take a seat. Nelson, come on, guys. Here we go. Take a seat right there, Lou. But I think you're sick when you're zagging with the carpet over here. What's up? Guys, take a seat, Nelson. Nelson, seat. Red, you take a seat for me real quick. Good boy, and that's your cue, folks. What a nice group today. How about this? Hey, he's like grease lightning, isn't he? Don't blink, you might miss him. Come on, Red. Try to figure eight, buddy boy. That's. Whew. Come on, pal. You're doing great. One more time. One. A two. A three. Take two, Nelson. Now give me that third one. Attaboy. Good. There we go. That was pretty good, but I tell you what. 3, 2, 1, jump. That worked in rehearsals. Oh my gosh. Come on, buddy. Right here. In the middle. Ready? It's all you, pal. That's what I'm talking about. Nice job, buddy. Loose up for you. Here we go. And roll it. Whoa, back up here. Up. Roll it. Whoa, back up. Come on, buddy. Pigs, would he? Come on, Red, you got this. Right through there, Red. Oh my goodness. Come on, Red. Right through that one. Now right here, buddy, you're doing great. How about that last one? Now hit the tunnel, Red. You got it, buddy. Up over the teeter totter, Red. Easy. Nice. Come on over here, buddy. Come on, pal. You're ready. You stand up for me? You ready? Red, up. Let him hear you guys. Nice job, buddy. Good boy. Oh, yeah. Over here. All right, now come on, pal. Go, buddy. Over here. Step up. Foot up there, and the other foot, and then step and turn. For the barnyard, Melatonin himself. The one, the only, oink, the singing pig. Turn around a little bit. You're gonna hang him back there, you're doing fine. Relax, Lou. Take it easy, man. Here and there, here, there, everywhere. Oink the singing pig and give it up for Mason. Fred Edel, everybody. I know what you're thinking. Porkchop Revue is performing pigs. They're goats. They're pygmy goats. that's for you. And that's for you, young lady. How about it for Fred and Ethel? Easy, buddy. Whoa, not a boy. Good boy, good boy, good boy. All right, let him hear ya. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. He's a great. Oh my god. Oh mama, that'll wake you up. Whew. So, well, that's okay. Stay right there. I got this. I know what it was. Hang on. I came prepared, guys. He just wants his bottle. Oh, there he is. I got him. It's okay.
Turn around.
Oh my goodness, easy pal. Hang on, Theodore. Come on, Nelson. Let's go, buddy. Hang on right there. Hey! Nelson. Nelson. Let's go. Good boy. That's for you. All right. Go ahead. Tony Lama, everybody. From the world famous Tony Lama Boot Company. That's right. Now, we met him a while back. We really liked him. You know what? If they feel like doing it, let's go. Give it a shot, buddy. Ready? Up. Here we go. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Nice job, buddy. Thanks for helping, man. Good job. Thank you so much, folks. I know it's hot, but we really do appreciate y'all sitting all through it. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Alright, the Porkchop Revue was actually quite amusing. I did get myself some Wisconsin cheese curds. Well, that's about it for the Kentucky State Fair of 2021. I did thoroughly enjoy this state fair. It is interesting how everything is shoved into one crowded convention center instead of having separate pavilions on a designated fairground like the Indiana State Fair, which I did visit and make a video at this year. Oh, actually one more thing in the parking lot. There is a tent filled with mules, which features actual mules, which are basically a cross between a horse and a donkey, and also jackasses, which are the cross between a female horse or mare and a male donkey jack, hence jackass. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Kentucky State Fair. If you did, then please like the video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. I make videos on all sorts of interesting places like fairs, historic sites, museums, roadside attractions, amusement parks, national parks, and much more. Thanks for watching.